Hello and welcome to Blytheway Business News, where today we're joined by Andrew Cunningham, who's Chief Executive of Walkabout Resources. Walkabout have been on the show for quite some time, and it's good to welcome them back. They are listed on the Australian Stock Exchange with a market capitalisation of around 115 million Aussie dollars. Andrew, welcome on to Blytheway Business News. For people who are not familiar with the company, give us a quick overview of Walkabout, what you do, where you do it.
Well, thanks and thanks for having me. Walkabout is what we see as a diversified, innovative minerals explorer, mainly with projects in Africa, but also now in the UK. But what defines us as a company is probably the Lindi Jumbo Graphite project in Tanzania, which we are currently raising money to put into production.
Now, I think you've recently raised a bit of a major milestone for you, around US $20 million for the Lindi Graphite project in Tanzania, if I'm right. Tell us a bit more about that.
Well, that's correct, Tim, and that's where most of our attention has been onto in the past year or so, is securing the necessary debt funding to get the project into production or into construction. Associated with that debt funding is also a equity portion that we will contribute. But importantly, the debt funding is with a Tanzanian retail bank, CRDB. It's a privately owned. It's listed on the Tanzanian Stock Exchange, and it's Tanzania's largest retail bank. And important to us, it's local, it's easy to deal with, it makes things much simpler.
Now, so you've got financing in place, you've got offtake agreements in place. So now give us a sense of the excitement that I'm sure you have for this graphite project, the graphite project at Lindi. Why should investors get excited about it too?
Yeah, Tim, it's a very exciting project. It's in the graphite world. It's a very unique project. It's very high grade with a large portion of its flakes in the ground, a very large flakes. Another important thing is that we can economically extract these flakes into concentrate while preserving the flake size, which means you get a better price for your flakes. The larger the graphite flakes, the higher basket price you get. It's got one of the highest grades, reserve grades, of any undeveloped project in Africa. It's been independently verified as the second best margin graphite play of any undeveloped or producing mine globally. Because of these unique properties of the high grade and the large flakes, it's a relatively small mine with a long life of mine of over 24 years. That's conservatively estimated, with a low capex and a low opex. So it's a very exciting project, very unique in the graphite world, and there's endless expansion and growth opportunities around it.
Now, we're hearing a lot in the UK about lithium and rare earths and all these other materials which are part of the green revolution as we move from the carbon economy to the electron economy, if you will. Graphite, we're not hearing quite so much about that, but it does play its part in this green revolution. Can you explain to the viewers what graphite does and how it's important?
Well, it plays a very important part in this green revolution, Tim. I recently read an article that the road to green energy is paved with graphite. What not many people understand is that 50% of your lithium-ion batteries is actually graphite. It should be called a graphite, nickel, copper, and then lithium battery, but it's called a lithium battery. Not only so, graphite is critically important to the battery and the EV market, but it's also that's the energy storage market. But you need to generate energy, and in green and renewable energies, graphite also plays an important part there. It's very important in the construction of solar panels. It's used in the application of silicon production used in the solar panels because it's very resistant to heat and it's chemically inert. The World Bank reported that the graphite demand has increased by nearly 500% since 2018, and the growth of this is going to grow exponentially towards 2050. So graphite is a really important mineral going forward in the green revolution, as you call it.
So the Lindi Graphite project, I guess we could describe as the the jewel in the crown at the moment for Walkabout
Yeah.
Resources, but you have got a portfolio of other assets, also in Tanzania, in Namibia. Give us a quick overview of where those assets are at in their development.
Well, obviously, and also rightfully so, the Graphite project has taken most of our attention. The current situation, which with the global pandemic, hasn't helped a company with us with a footprint in various countries. But that said, we were very well set up before then, and we've been progressing not only the Graphite project in Tanzania, but also the gold project in Tanzania, and also the very exciting base metal project in Scotland, which is now ready to drill. As we were allowed during the lockdown periods in the UK, we've had teams in the field. We've progressed this project as far as we can, and we are drill ready. As soon as we have allocated the necessary funds to the project, we can get in there and drill.
Okay, so assets in Tanzania and Namibia, and you mentioned Scotland. Can you expand a bit on what's happening in Scotland, please?
But that said, we are really well set up in all of these countries, and we've been progressing them as the restrictions and the lockdowns have allowed us. So whenever between lockdowns, especially in Scotland, we've had teams in the field progressing our projects there as fast as they could to get them to the next stage, which is obviously the one we want to be in, and that is drilling. At the Black Crag polymetallic project, we are now ready to drill. In addition to that, we've also secured our access agreements with Scotland Yard and Forestry to get onto a very exciting gold project there. And we're progressing that as fast as we can. We are virtually drill ready there as well. So a very exciting portfolio in Scotland, both base metals or polymetallic project, and then gold at the other one as well.
So just in conclusion, for the benefit of the viewers, what should we be looking out for in terms of upcoming news flow from Walkabout in the next couple of months?
Well, first of all, it's getting the total fundage package together to get the Lindy Jumbo project up and running. There'll be lots of news flow associated with that. We positioned ourselves that we've got the correct and very experienced team in place to get this thing up and running. As soon as the funding is in place, the necessary contracts will be signed, and we'll get contractors mobilized to site. So there's a lot of news flow coming around that. And also, as I said, we have been progressing our exploration projects in the meantime. We drill already in Scotland, so quite a few exciting news events in the near future.
Well, Andrew, you must come back and keep us updated. Thanks for joining us today. That was Andrew Cunningham, Chief Executive of Walkabout Resources, telling us about the Lindy Graphite project in Tanzania and the company's portfolio of other assets. That's it from Blytheway Business News for today. Thanks for watching.